So what's up? What's the deal, guys? Welcome to JA News.
It's up.
So after the weekend, we got some new updates here in sneakers. It looks like Salehe Bembury has teased a brand new silhouette. So does the Polex Crocs creative director have another potential hit on his hands here? We're also going to be talking Adidas' new major brand collaboration, which is actually set to release this week. So we're going to be discussing the temperature as well as people's first initial reactions. And it looks like the rumors are true, as we got another Ye snippet. We got a potential track list, as over the weekend he held a special private listening event for the upcoming new album. So as the rollout began, stay tuned, guys. We got all that plus more, and it's coming right up next. All right, so if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It helps out the channel a whole lot. Now, to kick things off, we got a brand new teaser from Montreal-based studio Jayon, this time in collaboration with New Balance for their 2002 R. Now, these two have teamed up in the past, most recently for the New Balance 990 V1, which released earlier this year. And last year, they dropped a few different colorways for the New Balance 990 V3. So it only makes sense, being as the 2002 R has definitely rose in popularity over the years. Now, all hype aside, remove the Jayon branding and everything, I feel like this is a good looking sneaker, one that I would definitely wear. But because I feel like the whole sole purpose behind the brand is to make shoes that are almost unobtainable and extremely difficult to buy for retail, which is why I've never really bought into the whole Jayon brand philosophy. So I guess if you're looking for something that's a flex but also subtle at the same time, this is the perfect release for you. And apparently these will be releasing sometime coming up this fall winter 2023. Now, in other New Balance news, we got a release date for the Carhartt work in progress New Balance 990 V6, which we talked about a little bit last week. You know, a lot of people are digging these. They're the perfect sneaker for a fall winter release, and it looks like we have a release date window, as apparently these joints are set to drop coming up sometime in October. So it looks like New Balance, they're looking to finish off the year very strong with these upcoming brand collaborations. Now, as far as the Jordan brand goes, recently they previewed their upcoming holiday 23 lineup, which included the return of some classics as well as some fan favorites like the Cherry 12s. You got the reimagining of the Royal Ones, but this release in particular seemed to be missing from the list. So we got official images of the upcoming Jordan 2 Low Chicago Twist, which is actually set to drop coming up this Saturday, October the 7th. Now, when it comes to the Jordan 2, I almost look at them as like the ugly stepchild, sometimes kind of overshadowed by their siblings like the Jordan 1s, the 3s, and the 4s. But I got to give huge props to Virgil, as I feel like with his release of the Off-White 2s, it definitely helped shed some light on this underrated Jordan model. And I may go as far as to even say that the Jordan 2 Low is a little bit more appealing than the high version. I don't know if that's blasphemous to say or not, but I just feel like the lows kind of look a little bit better. But I feel like with this upcoming Chicago Twist colorway, these joints just ain't it. I mean, I know it's a great Chicago simple colorway, but it's just the placement of the colors which is just unappealing to me. So in other Jordan brand news, it looks like they're also going to be bringing back the Jordan 11 Space Jams, but instead of just bringing back the OG joints, it looks like we have the low top versions, which it looks like they're coming out next summer. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've always felt like the Jordan lows just look cheap, so I'm not feeling these. So while we got some great Jordan releases to look forward to this holiday as well as next year, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say this again. For every great Jordan brand release, they're gonna follow it up with 10 trash releases. So just make more pairs of the joints that people are actually checking for, and stop releasing all of this filler, because let's just keep it real. The Nike outlets are starting to pile up with more and more of these unwanted sneakers. But don't mind me, y'all. I'm just a Jordan brand hater. Moving right along, it looks like we got something new coming from Salehe, as he's teased this image to the gram, which appears to be a brand new silhouette. So based off this first look, it looks like we got a little Crocs Salehe branding. The sole appears to be that fingerprint pattern, which has been synonymous with all of his releases. And then of course you have an array of vibrant colors going on right here. So there's really no telling what type of footwear this is. I don't believe that Crocs makes like traditional sneakers, so I would imagine that this is some type of slip-on footwear, but there's really no telling just based off this little teaser. So it looks like we got the new third original silhouette from Salehe and Polex Crocs. So stay tuned for more updates on this mysterious new model. And the NBA season is about to kick off. Teams are having fun out there for media day. Jimmy Butler was spotted rocking a new look, so I guess he's feeling a little emo after this whole little Dame Lillard trade saga. But anyways, in sneaker related news, it looks like Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, he was spotted rocking a brand new colorway for his upcoming AE1. So these joints appear to be coming in with an away Minnesota Timberwolves colorway. No telling if these will eventually release to the public or will be limited to just a players exclusive. Now, the AE1 is getting a lot of early Yeezy comparisons, and very rightfully so, but at the same time, many people are also saying that this is one of the best new looking basketball sneakers this year. So joints look good, and while AE is poised to have another great NBA season, it looks like Adidas may have another hit on their hands here. And speaking of Adidas, it looks like they have revealed their next major brand collaboration with Moncler. So based off this collection, one could expect to see a lot of puffers, a lot of outerwear, but this Moncler collaboration also includes footwear. So you got an update to the NMD, which includes a Gore-Tex makeover. You also got a remix of the Adidas Campus. And what do you guys think about these knee-high joints? It seems like the first impressions based off the internet, they're not really feeling these, and it seems like Adidas is having a very difficult time getting outside of the Yeezy collaborations shadow. So if you take a look at anybody's post on social media, it seems like the general reception is that Adidas needs Ye back. And while I'm taking a look at this collection, the footwear isn't really appealing. I feel like with some of the clothing pieces, you know, they got a couple of decent joints on their hands here. So be on the lookout for the Adidas Moncler collection dropping online October 4th. And then you can expect to see a limited release in store via select boutiques coming up on the 5th. All right, and we got a major Ye update. As for months now, rumors have been circulating about this new album. We've been following many Ye collaborators visiting Italy and Japan, where Ye has been frequenting recently. And then we also got the TMZ article, which reported that he's in a great headspace and knocked out about 10 tracks just in the last week or so. So we actually got a preview of one of those records from Ty Dolla $ign himself, as he previewed a little snippet from the upcoming record during a recent club appearance in Switzerland. So what we thinking so far? I know it's difficult to judge a record like this, especially based off this type of snippet, but this is now the second Ye record that we've heard no mumble. And in terms of the lyrical content, it seems like he's still on that warpath. So while I'm intrigued to hear new music, I'm more excited to hear what this man has to say after going completely silent for an entire year. I feel like I'm not the only one that wants to hear, you know, what's inside the mind of one of the most interesting figures of our generation. And if that ain't enough, it's being reported by The Sun that over this past weekend, Ye held a private listening event to preview some upcoming tracks from the album. And based off the images here, it looks like in the background, you can see a whiteboard that may actually have the track list for the upcoming record. Now, fans, of course, have deciphered this image, which you can't really tell from the blur, but they're saying we have about 13 to 15 tracks roughly here, and we may even have a split in between the record, which could signify that the album is split into two pieces, or this could align with the reports from TMZ that stated that Ye has a solo album on the way, as well as a potential collaborative project with Ty Dolla $ign in the works as well. All right, now I'm throwing my tinfoil hat on for this one, but if you guys remember to the original Donda 1 rollout, things kind of began with this little private, small listening event, which took place in LA, which eventually opened up to be bigger listening parties that fans were able to participate in eventually, leading up to the release of the album. So I'm just theorizing here, but maybe this could be the potential rollout for the new album, and maybe this listening event could open up into something bigger that fans could participate in, leading to a major album release. And of course, with all of the recent leaks, including documentary footage, music, as well as complete Ye albums leaking, his name is definitely ringing bells right now in the media. So I feel like a Ye album would be perfect timing right now. And I also feel like a lot of people are over the shock factor and the hurt that happened last year. So maybe it's time for an explanation. And if not anything from Ye himself, maybe he could speak through the music. So what do you guys think about this potential track list? I feel like right now there's no need to try to decipher what this blurry image is, because at the end of the day, this probably won't be the final track listing anyway. So drop your thoughts on a new Ye album. Are you guys excited, or have you kind of moved past that and don't really care anymore? Drop your thoughts down below, as well as your thoughts on all of the topics covered here in today's video. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. If you haven't done so, be sure to drop a thumbs up. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you next time for the latest edition of JA News. Love.